All right, our second one for the day is gonna be a antelope slow cooker roast. I'm gonna hold off on the meat and I'm just gonna get everything ready in the slow cooker right now. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna chop up half an onion. I'm gonna save that one for later. I'm just gonna keep big chunks, nothing too small. Most of this is gonna get cooked down anyway. I'm just gonna try to keep it in the biggest chunks I can, spreading it evenly across the whole slow cooker. You can use bigger carrots, but I prefer baby carrots. Looks nice, it cooks easy, and less cutting. Next, I like putting some stewed tomatoes in there. Again, you can cut down bigger potatoes, but I love using these smaller ones to fill the pot. Now I'm going to be getting the dry rub ready for my roast, which I'm just going to be doing some Lawry's, some salt, and some prime rib rub. You can get an Avon Locker plant, local. I'm going to throw some paprika in there too because I'm feeling spicy. That should be sufficient. All right, so now I'm going to take this roast meat. I'm going to throw some of this on it. Get it nice and layered. All right, so we're gonna get a really hot pan for this roast. I'm gonna throw some olive oil in there. I'm gonna let that get really hot. Now that we got this hot, we're gonna sear all sides of it. Woo! It's warm in this house. Sear all sides of it, and then we're gonna throw it in the crock pot. There you go. It's getting that nice brown sear on them. That's what you're looking for. After you get done searing all sides, we're going to transfer them into the slow cooker. Alright, so now that I got these over here to the slow cooker, I'm going to take my beef broth and I'm going to throw it in here. Not too much, we're not really measuring anything, but then we're going to fill the rest up to water until you start seeing it kind of by the carrots. And I'm only going to be filling up to the carrots because there's water in these vegetables and they're going to break down and there's going to be more water in there. Now we're going to be taking our meats and throwing them on top. Yum. I want to lick my fingers. Right, so I'm going to do low for 10 hours. And then when I hit 10 hours, it goes to warm. So I'm going to cook this slow all night. All right, it's the next day. I've had these sitting in here on low for 12 hours. So we're going to take this out. Let it cool down a bit. Oh, it's hot. As that's cooling down, we're going to take the contents out of the slow cooker, transfer them into a big bowl. Alright, once you get all that stuff into your bowl, I like to take some of this juice and make it into a gravy because this is where all your flavor is. Alright, so this gets a little bit messy, but that's why we can clean it up if we want. This flour, I don't want to put a lot in it first, so just a little bit. Make sure there's no clumps. And add it sparingly as you mix. Now this is cooled down. We're going to pull it apart. You can see from that sear that it left a nice crispy outside. It should be juicy and flavorful on the inside. So once we get done pulling all this apart, we're going to throw all the contents back into the crock pot. Now that we got our Wisconsin cutting board filled up with pulled meat, we're going to throw that back into the leftover juices. I like to leave the leftover juices in there just so the meat doesn't dry out, because this can be good on warm all day. And at the end of it, when we're done snacking on it, that's when I put it in the freezer. You know, this should go without saying. Make sure you wash your hands because we're going to be touching the meat a lot. Once I put the meat in there, I throw the potatoes, the onions, and the carrots in. And then I give it a good mix with my spoon. Don't touch the side because it's hot. I just touched the side and it was hot. Alright, so yeah, this is another easy, good meal, minimal effort to put into it. Basically put it in the crock pot and let it cook overnight. And then you can have it for supper the next day. or you can start in the morning.